What's up, everybody? How's we all doing? Give you a little bit of that sound. Turn that one on. All right. So here we are. We got Hair Razor up in the chat over in the GTRC saying, "Hey, fellas, I'm watching. Welcome, Razor. Welcome. Sad you're not in the race today, but hope you're enjoying your holiday, my man." So they have just changed the lobby over to the official lobby, as you just saw. That's what that little tick on the little glitch on the screen was there, ladies and gentlemen. So we're in a GRB rally car right now. That's not what we're running here. This is a Gr3 series. Let me change my car. There we go. I'm not racing, obviously, but I like to have the right car on the screen for the type of event we're commentating for. Looks like we have a almost full grid here again today. So the Gr3 series is proving to be very popular over here at the GTRC. We're in round 3. We're at Trial Mountain. And, well, my memory doesn't serve me very well lately as I've been really busy in real life, so I don't even remember who won the last Gr3 race. It may have been Key. I can't remember. But we'll see who wins today. We have some standings updates for you guys here in the Gr3 series as well here today on the broadcast for those of you that are returning viewers, and we appreciate your support week in and week out as well. Everybody's just getting set up right now. We're going to be starting qualifying right away. So the guys are just following instructions. So what's going to happen here is nobody's allowed on track, etc., etc. When the host says go, then they're all allowed to jump onto the racetrack, jump out for their qualifying. They're going to have, I believe it's 10 minutes for qualifying. And then when they're done their 10 minutes, you'll see them all park at the end of turn 1, turn 2, the first sector, whatever the case may be, depending on the racetrack. And some of them will just be hanging out, chilling, and taking advantage of the 2-minute wait time to maybe use the restroom or grab a drink of water before they get racing, whatever the case may be. Some guys like to blow donuts, you know, whatever they want to do. Dealer's choice, dealer's choice. So we're just kind of waiting for the word. So once the guys start qualifying, then we'll jump on and we'll watch our qualifying. But Group 3 Series, racing medium tires are required here, ladies and gentlemen. It's the only tire allowed, and it's the only tire required. There is no mandatory amount of sets of tires that the drivers are allowed to use. There's no mandatory amount of pit stops or a mandatory pit stop as far as that goes for the drivers either. However, with that being said, with our fuel and our tire multiplier at 3 times, for each of the two, that's pretty much going to force these drivers to make one stop anyways. So we will expect to see a one-stop race here from all our drivers. We haven't seen a driver attempt a no-stop yet this season, and I'm not sure if Trial Mountain's really going to be the circuit to see a one-stop race either. It's got a couple of really long straightaways on it. And of course, with long straightaways, you get into those top gears. You don't. I mean, you can fuel map to save your fuel to a point, but then you're losing top speed. So, holy moly, look at that one! Hello, everyone. My name is from Spain. I currently live in France. Nobody click on. What's going on here? Give me one moment. I gotta look at that. Alright, Bethany, Berthier. It seems like a very sad story, and if you want to reach out to me privately, you're more than welcome to do so through my messenger on the Facebook. but without disrespect, I can't allow those kinds of posts to the chat. So I do apologize, but if you want to reach out to me in private and talk a little more seriously about what's going on, I can determine whether or not it's a legitimate deal to start with, and if it is, I am sorry for your situation, but we can't allow those types of posts in the chat, and I do apologize. I hope everything is well, and I hope it's legit, and I hope that you help some family out really amazingly with that money if it is the case, but you are more than welcome to reach out to me privately and talk to me further if that's what you'd like to do. No, I mean no disrespect, but we just can't allow those types of things in the chat. I'm sorry. Good luck, says Nuclear Clutch. Drone Kobe says good luck as well. Okay, so we got qualifying underway. I heard a car on the racetrack, so let's kick it. We did see everybody tick in. Just gotta give it a minute. So we have Doug out, looks like first. So we're gonna hang with Doug here for a minute. And we're gonna let these, the drivers, the group, get all the way around this first lap here and then kind of get on their hot lap and put down a legitimate time. And then we can kind of see where everybody's sitting. So let me get you guys a little bit of information here. Let's get rid of a little bit of visual distraction as well. And just watch some great action, right? So, Doug in the BRZ, he's in a pretty classic Subaru style livery there today. Changing it up here today. Got key tops here in that GTR. He's in a, he likes his NASCAR liveries. I really like that about him. Is that's an Ally. That's a Clint Boyer rendition livery on that GTR, ladies and gentlemen, for those that are NASCAR fans. I have a NASCAR build on GT7, as a matter of fact, with that livery on it. So that's kind of funny. We got Redline here coming across P1 with a 151.083. So sorry, that just reminded me of something I was reading in Discord earlier. They kind of made me tick at that. They kind of made me laugh a little bit. We got Key Tops in second. Doug's dropped down to third. We got Bar 27 sitting in fourth here currently. We've got Ewan. I think I remembered it this time. In fifth place. We got Drone in sixth. We got Supra in seventh. We've got Type R in eighth. We've got Happy Pappy in P9. We've got 750 in P10. We've got Monkey Mafia in P11. And Lone Ghost here in P12. And, well, hey, it says boss on the side of that Mazda. That livery looks pretty boss, just saying. Just saying. Nice livery for keys. I agree, Razor, I agree. And it looks like Redline's rocking a NASCAR-esque style livery here as well. So we definitely got some stock car fans up in this group here. With our Gr3 drivers at the Gtrc. I mean, I'm not going to complain. I'm a fan. I'm a personal fan myself, so I'm down. I always love seeing them. And they're not easy to make either, so kudos to all the guys making all the liveries out on track. Liveries take time. They do. They take a lot of time to do. And when they come out just the way that the designer wants them, they just look spectacular. So. Alright, I've got a lot of windows I'm looking at here today. So we're live over on Facebook and on two separate YouTube channels, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're viewing on the GT45 Gaming YouTube or Facebook, if you wouldn't mind heading over to the GTRC YouTube and hitting that subscribe button for a guy, help these guys grow their YouTube channel a little bit here. All their broadcasts are always done on their channel, so everything is always available there. You can also see past broadcasts from previous seasons, and some of which were done by myself, and of course the amazing Tatiana before I stepped in to fill her shoes here for the GTRC community. So lots of great content there for everybody to catch up on as well, and you can kind of see the growth from the GTRC guys as they started to where they are now as well. It's kind of cool to watch, guys. It really is. We got Monkey Mafia now moved up into P7, and he's opted to stay with that Porsche. Got Tron in the Supra. Not too surprised. Happy Pappy's in that Aston. 750's in an Aston as well. Type R's in that Toyota FT1. Lone Ghost is in the Mazda RX Vision. So we got a couple of screamers out on the track here today, and I actually kind of like that Vision in Gran Turismo 7 here, that Mazda RX Vision car too. I'm quite fond of it as well. It's just a little lacking a little top end speed, you know. So we're going to be just about done qualifying here. The guys are going to get about 2 more laps in tops here by the looks of it. As we see Key just coming around there. And still sitting in P2 here. So we still have Redline sitting in P1. We've got Key sitting in P2. This is all provisionally currently, of course, ladies and gentlemen. We see Bart coming in for fresh rubber. We got Doug still on track sitting in P4. Monkey Mafia's moved all the way up into P5 now. We got Super down into P6. We got Ewan in P7, we've got Trone in P8, we've got Happy Pappy in P9, 750 is in P10, Type R is in 11, uh-oh, whoa, oh, I think the server's gonna crash. Oh, please, 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 sit tight. Settle down there, all the girls. Woo! We're getting some lag spiking going on here. We got Sean Harrison coming in with the thumbs up. How you doing, Sean? That's what I'm missing. I'm missing an extra set of listening ears here. I just caught the tail end of that, so you guys probably double heard that through my mic. I apologize. I haven't streamed much in the last couple of weeks due to the fact that I'm moving here next weekend, so I've just been busy with that. And actually, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, there won't actually be a live broadcast next weekend by GT45 Gaming for the Gtrc community because I'm going to be moving next weekend, so we're just going to be unable to do the broadcast. So I'm not sure if they've got another broadcaster filling in, or if they're just going to save the replay and I'll do it whenever I'm back up and running again. So. We'll leave that up to, of course, the officials, the administration staff over there at the GTRC, and obviously, of course, they know what's going on. So, I'm not 100% sure if there's been an official word made on that yet. So, but there won't be a broadcast here through GT45 Gaming next weekend due to the fact that I'm moving, ladies and gentlemen. So, but hopefully we'll be back on for the following round of the GR3 Championship the following weekend. Game volume is really quiet today. I don't know why. Give me a second here. Mess around with the audio mixer a bit. Gotta get it just in the sweet spot. Alright, so Redline's still sitting on provisional pole. Keytop sitting in P2. We have Bar sitting in P3 now. We got Doug sitting in P4 still. Monkey Mafia still up in P5. We got Super in P6 still. Ewan still in P7. Tron in P8. Happy in P9 still. Ooh, having a moment there, it looks like. We got 750 in P10. We've got Type R in P11. And Lone Ghost, ooh, just catching a wall there in P12. And it seems like we're catching all the drivers struggling all of a sudden here. So, pushing the limits and just seeing where they can find more time. And well, that's when you make mistakes, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, that's how we learn to get faster as race car drivers. Ooh, and a little juicy battle going on here between Redline and Lone Ghost here in qualifying. Redline got a really good run through that corner. He really hugged the inside line around the rock there coming out of the tunnel, and that's the optimal line, obviously, around Trial Mountain, around that corner. Same thing for this corner here, too. You really want to apex right where Redline came through, and you can get back on the throttle really early. And, I mean, Redline's just basically giving us a Trial Mountain 101 on how to run around this racetrack right now as we sit here and watch, actually. So, everything is right where it needs to be. He's on the apex. He's on the exit right where it's supposed to be. I mean, he is on it today. So, he's looking pretty strong. Getting a little bit sideways there. A little too early on the power there. So you can see some of the drivers have finished qualifying here. So we got Key here. We got Barr sitting in P3, so Redline on provisional pole as he comes around here, and he actually just drops a purple lap there as well with a 151 flat. So we got Key in P2. Everybody's playing bumper cars here. We got Barr in 27. We got Doug sitting in 4th. Monkey Mafia is P5, Super P6, E1 spinning some donuts here, having some fun in P7. We got Trone in P8. We've got Happy Pappy with a good qualifying run here in P9. We got 750 in P10. We have Type R in P11, and Lone Ghost rounding out the field here today in P12. So there's a whole lot of smoke going on and a whole lot of rubber being burnt here right now. So we're just waiting for this right here. I was just going to say the cool down period, and then it's going to kick us right into the race here. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. It's race time. So, crews have adjusted the air pressures. They've done their final checks on the cars. They've topped off the gas tanks, and away we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's race time. We got Cody B coming in with the thumbs up. We got Nolander coming in with that thumbs up as well. We got 5 reds. Engines are revving. Waiting for green. Green. And we're off, ladies and gentlemen. And here we go. And a great start by Redline there. You see Doug getting a pretty good run, too. But he got a little squirrely there. Going all the way across the field. But nobody getting any contact. So all 12 drivers are off here. Looks like no issues. Going into T1. And this is a tough corner here. Let's see if everybody gets through alive. It's always a tough corner here on Race Starter Trial Mountain. This is a very high-speed corner. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like everybody making it through there nice and tidy, which is fantastic. So we love to see. But right now, we do have Redline in the lead of the race. So starting on pole position, getting a whole shot, and just trying to get down the road. 1.5 seconds away currently on this 3-way battle for P2. And oh my goodness, look at these guys battling. Almost 4 wide going through there. As you see E1 looking for some space. Doug gets a touch. Oh, and we got a mess. Oh, we got a wreck. Oh, do we got a wreck. Oh, boy. That is really, 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 really unfortunate there, ladies and gentlemen, as E1 went in to take a hole that he thought was there. Doug went to close the door. E1 got into Doug. Doug somehow managed to get out of that in second place. Barr made it through live. Monkey Mafia grabbing position on that in P4. We got Happy Pappy in P5. Super still in P6. And whoa, we got some lag issues going on here. Oh boy, this has been a very rough race start here today, but the drivers are still going. We got Lone Ghost in P7. We got Trone in P8. E1 here who essentially kind of stuck his nose in there and kind of caused that little bit of a mess there in the tunnel. Down back into P9. We got 750 in P10. Who we just seen going sideways there. Type R also collected up in that incident, and of course Keytops, who was our P2 guy, getting collected up in that incident as well, all the way in the back of the pack. So Key having some work to do from the back of the pack here. So a little bit of position swapping after that crazy start there. Howdy, my friend. Howdy, all up in chat. And hopefully the drivers settle in here. You know, there's a famous quote out there. I can't remember who says it, but you can't win a race on the first corner in the first lap, but you sure as heck can lose the race on the first corner of the first lap. So with that being said, drive carefully out there, drivers. Come on, you can't win it on the first lap, so be smart out there. Keep it clean, keep it tidy, give each other room, and everybody gets through nice and safe. So now we've got some, well, I mean, that just totally shook this race up. So, I mean, key players that we expect to see up top are now in the back of the pack. We have guys right in the mid-pack here that are fighting for position up for podiums here now. So it really changes the perplexity of the race here today. We got Monkey Mafia in P4. We got Happy in P5. Supra's here in P6. We got E1 in P7 here. We got Tron Kobe in P8. We got 750 up into P9 here now. And 750, hopefully his connection settles down there. So he just had a weird lag spike there. We got Type R holding up at P10. We see Keytops already getting around Lone Ghost there, so he's moved up into P11. And Lone Ghost struggling a little bit with that Mazda. She's a spicy car. She's a spicy car. But now with our leader here, Redline, who thankfully for him was just able to get a good race start, got away clean, stayed out in front of everybody. A little lag spike there as well, and wasn't anywhere near that incident going into the tunnel there. So. And you can see these tight corners here at Trial Mountain. This is a very tough racetrack, ladies and gentlemen. It has lots of high-speed sections, and it has some pretty hard braking zones, like the final 2 corners we just saw there. as we're coming up this long run across the start-finish line here. I mean, this is lap 2 now, so we're going to see 1 minute 50 laps, essentially. 151.109 is the fastest lap on track currently. I have seen some 148s on this racetrack, so, I mean, we're talking like, that's crazy fast times here, Trial Mountain, so 151 is definitely quick. I say that all the time, but it's not originally my saying. Not entirely sure where that comes from. I'm not either, actually, but it's a really great saying. We got Doug here in P2. We got Eduardo Nunez coming in with that juicy thumbs up. Much love, my man. Hope you're doing well today. And Doug currently on a purple sector here right now as well. So he didn't about 7/10 of a second off the leader's fastest lap last lap. We got Barr here. He was a little bit quicker than Doug last lap there. Not by much, just a couple tenths of a second. We got Monkey Mafia there. He's a little bit off pace from those two drivers up ahead. Supra right there as well. Happy right there. We got, E1 right there. I'm not sure why I showed us Tron, who's in that Corvette C7. We got Tron Kobe in the Supra. Supra just a cruising. We got 750 here in, I believe that's the DB9. Keytop's in that GTR now up into P10, so Keytops has now found his way around Type R, who must have made a mistake because Type R and Lone Ghost now battling for position here in 11th to 12th place. So let's stick with this here for a minute. I got no cameras yet. And both similar style cars in the way they drive and the way they're geared, the way you shift them and everything, those two cars. So it should be a good battle between those two drivers here, I think, as we move forward. But Redline showing very dominant early on in the race here. He's up the road 6.5 seconds from the rest of the pack. And the closest driver is Doug here in P2, who's now got Barr kind of right up on the back end of him here. He's in that slipstream, so I mean, Barr gets a good run here. He can make a move on Doug at any given time. But early on in the race, Doug and Barr are very familiar with racing against each other all the time. So these two drivers are no strangers to each other here on the racetrack. Let's put it that way, ladies and gentlemen. And as you can see that here, Barr's getting fairly close here. Monkey Mafia in that Porsche doing a really great job here in P4. But you can see he's about 2 seconds off those guys here. And that Porsche is a tough car to drive. This is probably a tough racetrack for that car. We got Super here in P5. Happy Pappy losing a position there to Supra, now dropping down to P6. We got E1 now trying to track Pappy down in that C7, still sitting in P7, but you can see just behind E1 there is Tron, so Tron is starting to track him down. Ooh, a little bit of contact there. Oh, and he just nicks that wall and it just sends him. And that's really unfortunate for Tron there, as that's going to cost him probably a couple of positions here. He just lost one to 750 there. We see Keytops just getting around him there too as well. So just come around that corner a little too early on the throttle and literally just straight up hit that rock and having a really hard time getting this car turned around here in the tunnel. So on the road again is Tron. We got Type R here coming up behind right now. And then we got Lone Ghost here in P12. So really unfortunate there for Tron. As you can see, he just caught the back end against those rocks up on the side of the racetrack, and it just shot him across the racetrack, put him into the wall, and then, well, of course, race cars don't exactly have turning radius, ladies and gentlemen. You need a shopping mall parking lot to turn these cars around. So it took him a little bit to get that car turned around, but he's back on track and back with it here. So unfortunate for Tron there, as he was looking really solid there, but again, he's a good driver. He'll put his nose down here and he'll put his laps in. He'll work on catching up to the rest of the guys that he just lost position to. So you can definitely see some separation on the drivers very early on here. Trial Mountain is pretty famous for that. Trial Mountain will definitely separate pace from drivers as far as their positioning on the racetrack goes. It's not the easiest racetrack to get right. If you get it wrong, we've seen it already several times here in the race, it makes you pay. And if you get it right, like in the case of Redline currently here right now, well, it rewards you. And right now it's rewarding him with the race lead. So, and absolutely zero pressure. So Redline's having a really good race start here so far today anyways. And he's in that Hyundai Genesis, so I think that's a car swap from Redline there. I believe he was in the Porsche. Doug, always solid here in that BRZ, sitting in P2, and Bar always solid in that GTR 500. I believe that's the 97 version. I could be wrong, though. Monkey Mafia is starting to pull on Bar here now, though. So Monkey Mafia has been running some pretty good clean laps here the last couple laps, and he's starting to reel Bar in. So Monkey Mafia looking at potential battle for podium here. Yeah, we still got no cameras, unfortunately. It's certainly a true statement, though. Absolutely, absolutely, Nolander. I agree, my man. So Monkey Mafia is looking strong here in that portion. Again, not the easiest car to drive here in Gran Turismo 7. Of course, with the physics updates and the car changes and everything that's happened from GT Sport to GT7. With the mid-rear engine cars have become very skillful to drive. It requires an advanced skill set to drive those cars. So you can see some drivers have it, and some drivers just really can't take the challenge on. It takes a while for you to warm up to the mid-rear engine cars. So I always love seeing the drivers opting to grab a mid-rear engine car, because the drivers that can drive them well, they are quick. Happy Pappy having a good run here so far here, but he's starting to get some pressure from Ewan here in P7 now. So that C7 Corvette's starting to do some work on that Aston, but you know, the Aston does have that V12 power, so I mean, I just don't think Happy's opting to use all the power available in that car currently. I think he's just playing a strategy game here. You can see him, he's not really battling Ewan. He's taking a semi-defensive line around the racetrack, and Ewan, I don't think got into him there. I think Pappy just got a little early on the throttle and just got himself a little sideways there, but managed to keep the position, so we're going to stick with this. And Ewan's actually going to be sitting on a half-second penalty here, which is unfortunate for him, so he's going to be having to force to serve that at the penalty serving zone here, which of course is mandated by our track officials here at Trial Mountain. There is a specified area on the racetrack that forces these drivers to serve that penalty only in that spot, so he will carry that penalty around until he hits that serving zone. So Pappy just needs to stay close, not force the issue anywhere. A little bit of contact potentially there between the two drivers. And as I was just saying, just stay close, wait till he has to serve that penalty, and he gets a free pass. I think that's all he was trying to do there. I think he just went into the corner a little bit quicker than that C7 Corvette in front of him, and just gave them a little tap in the rear end there. So no harm, no foul, maybe a couple tenths of a second lost by the drivers there. That's about it. But now you can see that Keytops is just behind here, and Keytops has found his way around 750 now. So Keytops has put that loud pedal down to the mat in that GTR. Whoa! As we see 750 coming around and getting a hard lick into that wall there. And again, Trial Mountain does not favor mistakes. So you make a mistake here, it's going to make you pay, unfortunately. It's a very tough circuit, but man, is it fun. Ooh, it's so much fun. We got Tron Kobe here in P10 after his little mistake there too, so he's starting to try and catch up on 750 here, and trying to get turned around in that tunnel really cost him some time. And I understand why he took it, oh no, easy and cautious here, because obviously just slamming on the gas and getting the rear end of the car to spin around in a donut style turnaround is efficient. However, it's really hard on your tires, so I understand why he wasn't doing that, but for the time loss, I think it might have been worth roasting the tires a little bit. I don't know. But we do have Redline, as we've seen, just getting around Lone Ghost there, so our first car down a lap here. Very early on in the race here too, so Lone Ghost struggling a little bit with this track, maybe with the car, not sure which one it is, maybe a little bit of both. Bar 27 now back up into P2, so somewhere along the way Doug has made a mistake and allowed Bar to get around, but it hasn't allowed Monkey Mafia to get around Doug, so it wasn't a big enough mistake for both drivers to grab position on Doug. So Doug's just hanging on the podium here in P3, but Monkey Mafia is all up in his business here. Monkey Mafia has got the front end of that Porsche starting to swap some paint with that rear aero package on that BRZ here. He is getting awfully close. And we're getting little random lag spikes here, so I'm not sure if that's just on my end or if the drivers are seeing that as well, but hopefully it's not affecting their races too badly. Again, we still got some things that the game is working out here in our multiplayer situation here for this style of racing, ladies and gentlemen, and they just haven't perfected it yet. Oh! And Monkey Mafia doing a fantastic job at getting around Doug without contact there. That could have absolutely taken both those drivers out right there and then, but somehow Doug managing to save that car as well. So Doug doing a really great job to hold on to that car, and Monkey Mafia doing a really great job at avoiding contact as Doug went sideways right in front of him around the corner there. So kudos to both these drivers here. Monkey Mafia obviously going to be beneficiary of P3 after that mistake by Doug there. So Doug now, he's in a tough spot here. He's just lost a couple of positions. He still wants to fight for that podium. Do you push, or do you just save what you got left for your tires and your fuel in that car and just try to stay close enough to these guys? Give yourself a run in the second stint. Yeah, it's a tough call sometimes. Doug making a couple of mistakes here in the last lap and a half, and it's cost him a couple of positions there. So we now have E1's gotten around Happy Pappy there, as we saw a little bit earlier, and actually gotten away from Happy Pappy a little bit there. So E1's now 4 seconds up the road, so Happy may be making a potential mistake there somewhere along the way, losing a little bit of time. And now we see Keytops actually coming on to the back of Happy Pappy. Now Keytops started at P2, ladies and gentlemen. Got caught up in that huge incident in the tunnel on lap 1. There's about 5 cars that got mixed up in that incident there. Now he's just trying to been picking his way through the pack here, trying to catch this group. So he's gone all the way from P12. He's in currently P8, so he's moved up 4 spots, and he's looking like he's going to try and grab one on Happy here right now. He got a really great run through that corner there, but Happy just able to keep that position on him. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here now as we come through the chicane. And this is a tough chicane, ladies and gentlemen. They changed it up quite a bit from Gran Turismo 5 and 6. Was it in 6? It might have been up in 6, I don't remember. Where you could really cheat that corner at a high rate of speed and without getting a penalty. Now they've really completely revamped that corner where you've got to take it like a proper chicane. So as we see Keytops getting the job done on Pappy here in that GTR. So Keytops now moving up into P7, Happy dropping down into P8 here. So Happy's still a spot up from where he started. We got 750 here in P9. Trone back in P10. He's starting to close the gap on 750. That was at about 22 seconds last time we checked, and he's closed it down to 14. So Trone is starting to close up on 750 here. Type R, you can see with the penalty there. Type R struggling just a tiny little bit here today in that car. And Lone Ghost having just not having the greatest race day here today, but he's still on the track and he's still putting the time in, and that's what we love to see, is these guys just sticking it out and doing their thing. So, go Monkey, says Hair Razor. Hey. And now we see Monkey Mafia starting to put some pressure on bar 27 here in second place. So Monkey Mafia is looking really strong here today in that 911 RSR. But Doug has started to close the gap back up on these two drivers as well. So Doug has opted to not let these guys at all run away. B-Fams, Mr. Paulie B up in the house. How you doing, brother? So Redline has a very large lead here currently. He's about a 13, almost 14 second gap from P1 to P2 here. So right now, Redline is just in command of this race. But still a great battle going on everywhere else on the racetrack here. Oh, we see Bar coming out of the tunnel really wide there. He's gotten into that grass. I should allow Monkey Mafia to get the job done here. But somehow Bar managing to keep that inside line. But Monkey Mafia with the momentum there, carrying the outside line, gets the job done. So Monkey Mafia up into P2. Doug is right there now on Bar's tail end. So is Doug going to get the position on Bar here? It's going to be whichever driver makes the slightest mistake here. As you can see, all three of these guys just in that slipstream train. Bar's going to swing out, use that slipstream as momentum. He's going to try and get around that Porsche as he does. So Bar moves back up into P2. Doug's going to follow Bar through, getting P3 back. Monkey Mafia settling back into P4. Now Doug's going to take a look on Bar. Ooh, I don't know if Bar realized that he was right on the inside there. As you've seen, Bar just went to take the optimal line around the corner. A little bit of contact. They sorted it out. And race on as they're going 2x2 through the sweeping S's here. I don't... Whoa! Woo, woo, woo. Boy, oh boy, these guys are battling today. As you can see, Bar losing a little bit of control of the car, getting sideways, just tapping the rear end of Doug there, almost wiping Doug completely out. So now Monkey Mafia back up into P2. Beneficiary, thank you very much. 3 seconds down the road. So Doug and Bar, P3 and P4. Here we go. Again, these two are very, very familiar with each other on the racetrack, ladies and gentlemen. They spend a lot of time in very close proximity to each other, season in, season out, race in and race out. Very, very similar pace drivers and very, very familiar with each other. But Bar just made a mistake there. He just lost control of the car and got a little sideways there, and nothing you can do. Once the car is sliding, I mean, it's just a matter of hoping that you can keep it safe and keep it out of everybody. And unfortunately, just literally tapping Doug there. But Doug may have tapped him to cause that initial spin as well. There was a lot happening there, that little three-way battle as these guys were just jockeying for that position there. But that was fun. That was fun. These guys doing a really great job here on the racetrack today. It was just Grubbin's racing here today at Trial Mountain, ladies and gentlemen. The mountain is tough. The mountain is very tough here in the USA. This is not an easy racetrack. It might not look very difficult, but I assure you, ladies and gentlemen, it is quite difficult. So now we got Supra here in P5. We got E1 in P6, Keytops in P7. So these three drivers now starting to close up in on each other here as well. So we're going to stick with this here for a moment. I mean, we're still watching that radar screen between Doug and Bar here. That battle is clearly not done yet, ladies and gentlemen. But we're just going to see what happens here as we're on this big run-up straightaway here. And he's got a really great run on E1 here. As you see, E1 immediately going defensive, then he opts not to. That should be Key's opportunity to get in there, but he chooses not to take it. Oh, he does. He does. He just gets a better line through there. E1 opting to take that mid line, and Key says, well, thank you, mate. I'll take the optimal racing line here. He goes in ahead of E1 for P6. E1 tried to respond. Keytop's covering it off. So Keytop's covering off those lines, covering off those apexes. E1 gonna have to work for it if he wants that position back on Keytops here. Keytops is on a mission here currently right now to try and get as many positions back as he can. So we have Keytops now getting around E1, who in a sense caused a big incident there into the tunnel. And the hunt is on. So E1 is still on the back end of Keytops here. That battle's not done yet there. E1's definitely most certainly want to try and get that position back. And Keytops is trying to get up the road away from E1 to try and catch up to the 5th place driver, Supra. So, yeah, a little bit of juicy going on all over the racetrack here. We got Trone. He's only 5 seconds back of 750 now, so he shed another 9 seconds off that driver in the last couple of laps. We've got Type R here in P10. We see Happy Pappy making a stop. We're not sure what's going on there. You see the drivers and the crew are looking at the car. We got Lone Ghost, and he's still cruising. He's still cruising. We love it. But the man of the day here currently, everybody's chasing this man. Red line canvas. 17, almost 18 second lead. On the rest of the field here. Oh, hey, we got some camera angles now because we had a driver pit. So, fantastic. All right. It's just some weird thing going on with Gran Turismo right now. So if you're spectating a race, or especially as a broadcaster, you're unaware how to get the camera angles live in the race, you literally just got to wait till one driver completes a pit stop. And you'll get your camera angles. Not sure why it is the way it is. That's just the way it is. But eventually you will get them. So be patient, because they are there. So Monkey Mafia doing really well here. He's sitting in P2. We got our P3 driver here, Doug, in the BRZ. And you can see, he can see Monkey up there. Bar is still on the tail of Doug. I mean, he has not let Doug gain an inch here. He is just right there. Oh no, we got Monkey spinning out in front of the two drivers. Oh, that's heartbreaking. So Doug now moving up into P2. Bar moving up into P3. Monkey Mafia just spinning that Porsche out. You can see him just getting back on track as Keytops just gets around. Super getting around. So that's been costing Monkey quite a few positions, costing him 4 positions all the way from P2 to P6. He's got the dirty tires there. And Keytops has just gotten around Super right before that as well. So Keytops now back up into P4. 750 here in P7. Not sure why we're not getting the camera angle. Type R in P10. We got Lone Ghost in P11. Struggling a little bit still, but he's still out there putting in his time, man. We got Happy again. The crew looking at that car. Alright, so we finally got some cameras. Hey, long day at work today. Hoping this migraine doesn't go full blown. Struggling at the moment. I'm pretty well versed in dealing with struggle. You got any bananas, no-liner? Eat a banana, take a couple ibuprofens, and just close your eyes for an hour, my guy. That's usually my solution. Shame for Monkey. Oh, I know. That's alright, though. I mean, still lots of race left here, ladies and gentlemen. We're only 24 minutes into this 1 hour race, so there's drivers still 35 minutes to recover. And I mean, we've already seen Keytops recover all the way from the back of the pack up into P4. So it can be done. It can most certainly be done. You see Monkey's just behind there in P5, so he's gotten ahead of Super with Super coming into pit lane here. So Super, the first of the drivers, will be making what appears to be a scheduled pit stop. So we'll probably be seeing these drivers start making those stops here within the next, 2 to 3 laps. Within the next 2 to 3 laps, we should see the whole field most certainly probably jump in and grab some fresh tires, grab some fuel, and continue on. So you see, red line getting a little bit squirrely there again. Another lag spike there. So not sure what that's about. That's a new thing. We don't have anybody jumping into the room or anything, so that's not causing it. It's just, yeah, I don't know. There's another one. So we're just dropping frames, essentially. Oh, yeah, okay, so somebody did jump into the room on this occasion, so that is what's caused the lag spike in this situation. Alright, well, the race seems to have settled down here. Oh! And just as I say that, we got a battle between Supra and Ewan here for P7, P8. You see Ewan getting a good run there on the inside. Whoa. A little bit of contact there. I think Supra wanted to cover Ewan off, but Ewan already had position on the inside. So Ewan's going to tuck in now. I think I would have stayed on the inside line there, because all he did there was give Supra exactly what we see here, the opportunity to make a move back. But is he going to go deep here? He had to really get on the brakes, so Ewan, again, he's just going to take the racing line, get the cut back, and he's going to get the position back. So we got Ewan back up into P8 and Supra down into P9. I'm struggling with words today, ladies and gentlemen. Struggling with words today. So, let's see if Super can respond back here now, as Ewan's just trying to get away here. It's opened up a small gap, but on the straightaway, that gap will close right back up. So it's going to be whichever one of the two drivers gets through this sector the best is going to be most certainly the one looking for the position coming into T1, 2, and 3. Oh, dude, that sucks. No ladder. Good luck, my guy. Good luck, my guy. Telling you, banana, the potassium. Anything with potassium in it will most certainly help, my guy. So we have our leader coming into pit lane here. He had a pretty good lie. He was about a 20-second gap there, so he's not going to hold this position from the drivers behind, unless, of course, they pit in behind him. But he's definitely got a very healthy lead there so far. So Ghost left. Maybe. No, no, we still got everybody on track. Oh yeah, no, we did lose Ghost. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Razor. He's definitely having a tough race today. But it's really unfortunate. We don't like to see the drivers leave. We like to see the drivers just keep it going and just do their best. So Doug is going to come across here with the race lead. Obviously, pit lane coming out right into corner one here. So the drivers are going to have to be very aware of that as the round of pit stops are starting to happen here. So as drivers are coming across the start-finish line, drivers could be potentially coming out of pit lane right into T1 here. So we'll have to see how these guys handle that. We got Keytops up into P2. We got Monkey Mafia back up into P3. Again, all these drivers still owing a pit stop, however. And Redline's going to come out in P4, only about 3 seconds behind Monkey Mafia. So overall losing about 6 seconds to that pit stop on his overall gap. But again, these drivers still got to make their stops as well. So it'd be interesting to see how that all works out in the wash. We got Bar coming out in P5. E1 still up in P6, still owing a pit stop as well. Super still owing a pit stop as well, I believe. We got Trone now in pit lane, getting some tires as you see the car coming down on the jacks there. Getting some fuel in that car. We got Type R coming into pit lane. We have 750 getting some fuel right now. Happy Pappy's crew is still looking at his car there. And as we got Type R coming into pit lane here, and you can see those beautiful jacks that just come up from underneath the car, lift the car up, boop, back in they go. Great job by the tire guys there, carrying them tires back into the garage there. Some great pit animation right there. Alright, so we do have our leader now into pit lane, which is Doug. So Key is also coming into pit lane. I'm assuming Monkey's probably going to follow suit. Yeah, you can see him slow down to get entry into pit lane there. So that is going to give Redline the lead back in the race here as he's coming around the final chicane right now. So let's see how big that gap is going to be on Doug when he comes out of pit lane here. Go on, Canvas, says Jeremy. Hey, hey. Canvas is definitely in control of this race so far today. I mean, at the end of the day, it's his race to lose at this point. Really, the battle is going to be for P2 and P3 here, I think, today. As that Hyundai Genesis is absolutely showing some dominance here at Trial Mountain today. That is for sure. And a 150.78 being fastest lap currently on the racetrack by Canvas as well. So he is just cruising here today. He's starting to dip into some pretty fast times. 150 is quick, ladies and gentlemen. 150 is quick. So he's 23 seconds up the road from Doug. That's about a stable number now, give or take. So about 21 seconds. So he gained 3 seconds through that round of pit stops. But Barr and Doug literally nose to tail in P2 and P3 here. And I'm not surprised. Again, these two drivers are always just, every race are always around each other. So these guys are always battling for position. So let's see how the second stint goes for these two drivers. We see Ewan in P4 in behind these guys. I don't know if Ewan's pit yet, so I think he may own a pit stop yet, and I think Super may as well. Key has pit. He's back out into P6, so it should still be a couple positions there for him to grab on pit stops. Yep, Monkey Mafia in behind in P7. Same for Monkey Mafia. Trone has pit as well, so he's sitting in P8. We've got 750 in P9 here. We've got Type R in P10. We've got Happy still having his car looked at in pit lane there. And let's do it on board with our race leader, shall we? We're going to jump on board here with Redline as we're coming right across the start-finish line. I'm going to shush for a minute and let you guys enjoy. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so there we go, and on board with our race leader. And he did a really, really great job there. I mean, he's just been on it the whole race. His lines are just clean, they're crisp. And what I was trying to do there is I was trying to kind of show you guys, the viewers, guys and gals, the viewers out there, kind of, if you were driving a cockpit view, where you need to be looking as you're coming into each corner. So you make that corner properly, because I was controlling the rotation of the camera as we seen Redline coming around each corner here. And what I was trying to show there was where you need to be kind of looking as you're coming around the racetrack, as we see 750 making a mistake there in that FT1 there, getting sideways in the corner there in the tunnel. So Redline getting through safe and sound, but yeah, I was just trying to kind of give you guys a perspective on where you need to be. You know, it's the real adage of when you're driving in real life. You need to look where you want to go. It's the same thing when you're racing. So if you can't see around the corner as a driver, it becomes muscle memory. You'd have a turn-in point and you have a braking point, and you're just already pre-looking around that corner. So you're automatically kind of steering the car in the direction you want it to go. So when you finally get a visual around where your corner exit is, you're good to go. So that's what we were trying to show there. Playing around with the new camera rotation function we have here a little bit over the last few races, and I'm really enjoying the function. I think it's going to really make for some great broadcasts once we get all our functions back. So, but Doug's still in P2. We got Bar still in P3. Doesn't let Doug go anywhere. We got Supra up into P4 here, and you can see E1 just behind in P5. So E1 trying to reel in Supra here currently. We got Key in P6. He's on the hunt. He's got a few seconds to gain here right now, though. As you can see, he's just about 8 seconds behind E1 in P5. Monkey Mafia is here in P7. And same thing for him as well. He's a little bit behind, but I'm pretty sure that those two drivers still got to make a pit stop yet. I could be wrong. But if my memory serves me properly here, I'm pretty sure those two drivers owe a pit stop. You see RR goes 45 there in 12th. That's the broadcaster, myself. I'm not sure why it shows that on track like that. And again, somebody coming into the lobby, we really need to address that, as that's been quite a bit here in the race today. And those lag spikes do affect the drivers. It drops frames in their view as well, and it can cause a driver to crash. So we're going to have to stiffen up on this. Gran Turismo, you really need to hear us on this. We need passworded lobbies, please, for league racing. Like, please. So let's see if we can find a battle here. Nothing really immediately pressing. So I think we're going to take this opportunity to go through our standings. Still see the mechanics looking at Happy's car here, so we're going to stick on with our leader. We're going to pop this little juicy tidbit up on the screen here. Boop. Alright, so on the top left-hand side of our screen, we do have our standings from round 2. So this is official leading into this round here today. And we do have Key in first place with a cool 37 points. And of course, having a bit of a tough race here today, so he needs to gain some positions here, not to give up too many points here to the drivers that are currently ahead of him right now on track. We had Doug sitting second overall with 30, and looking to gain some points on that first place driver here with a really strong finish here today. Bar 27 in P3 with 29 points. Just a point separates him and Doug for P2 in the overall standings here right now. And again, Bar is ahead of Key currently as well. So there's lots to gain for some of these drivers here potentially today. We do have Razor down in fourth place with 28 points. And of course, he's on holidays this week. He's not able to be at the racetrack. So that's going to definitely hurt him in the standings here after today. But good for the rest of the drivers trying to gain some ground on him. We have Ibra sitting in 5th with 25 points. And then we have Boo sitting there with 18. We've got Trone with 16. We've got Posh with 15. We've got Type R with 13. We've got Monkey Mafia with 13 as well. We got Tap with 11. We got Pappy with 10. E1 with 7. 750 and Super don't have any points registered as of yet. They are both in the race here today, though, so that will change, of course. Alright, what do we got going down here? Let's go get the skinny going. We got Doug on a purple here. We got Bar right there. Both those drivers just getting around 750 there, as we've seen. Supra is about 7.5 seconds behind that podium battle currently. Those drivers do start battling, however, though that will allow him to hopefully gain some time. Key has gotten ahead of E1, as E1 probably have finally had to make his pit stop. So Key up into P5 here. We have Monkey Mafia in P6, and we see E1 just in behind. So I'm not sure if he pit or not. I don't remember seeing a pit on the timing list there, but yeah, well, you know, we don't see everything, unfortunately. And not looking good for Pappy here. Looking like that car is done for today, so it's really unfortunate. But Redline is flying. Nobody has attested that fastest lap yet. Not even himself. We got Doug here with Bart all over him. So Doug was on a purple sector. He's not any longer. So Bar and Doug are playing a little more strategic here in the second stint now. You've seen those guys were battling pretty hard in the first stint, but here they're being very precise and very patient in the second stint. So don't think for a second that we're not going to see a move, an attempted battle or attempted move by Bar on Doug at some point before the end of this race. But right now it just looks like Bar is sitting nice and close and just biding his time and just staying patient, and if Doug makes a mistake, he's right there to pounce on the opportunity, basically. So and that's a smart play right now. There's still 18 minutes remaining in the race, so there's still a lot of time to make a mistake and lose lots of positions. Not a whole lot of time to get him back. So Key Tops is trying to do exactly that right now. As we can see, he's about 4 seconds away from Super, trying to chase Super down. We got Monkey Mafia here trying to keep E1 in behind. We've got Trone here now up into P8 again. We got 750 in P9. We got Type R in P10 and Happy in P11. Of course, we did have Lone Ghost retire from the race, so that'll be a 12th place DNF for Lone Ghost. Mechanics keep getting the wrong tires. Forgot to bring out any to the track. Yeah, no doubt. Hey, no doubt. Better have a chat with that crew. No. Doug again purple. He's been purple through that sector every time around here, and then he seems to lose it through these more high-speed sectors. Obviously, the BRZ's not a high-speed demon, but it definitely performs well in the corners. So. So Key has closed up that 4-second gap to 2.7 now, just in this lap alone. So Key is definitely ripping some pace here right now, trying to catch up to these guys. But he's got his work out for him, as he's another 10 seconds behind the podium position as well. So he's about 13 seconds behind third place here currently. Yeah, true story, true story. Yeah, the lag spikes have been a little bit of a problem here in the race today, for sure. We got Key now up into P4, Supra having to make a pit stop there. So, I'm not sure if that was the first stop or second stop for Supra. I feel like it's the second stop for Supra, so a little bit of a strategy at play there. E1 as well having to make a stop, so I'm not sure what that's about. Maybe just want some fresh tires? Try to make that big heavy push, I guess? That'd be my guess. And Happy's got a 3-second pit penalty there as well, which is unfortunate for crossing pit line on entry. The stewards do not take kindly to the drivers not following those pit line entry rules here in Gran Turismo, so they dish out some pretty heavy penalties for that. But that Hyundai Genesis looking very strong here in Trial Mountain, so Redline opting to go from Porsche to Hyundai, and looking like that was a good choice for Redline. Redline was strong in the Porsche as well, but clearly Hyundai, he's got that Hyundai's number, he's got that car dialed in. You can see the tires starting to wear down on these race cars a little bit. You can start seeing guys are picking up these track limit penalties here as well. So the stewards, I mean, there's no. There we go, the screen freezing again. The stewards just absolutely not giving an inch of leeway here. Trial Mountain today, they are just absolutely putting a hammer down on track limits here for sure today, which is fantastic. They're just doing their job. So. And just great lines by Redline here today. I mean, it's just every lap in, lap out, consistency is there. I mean, you can look at the times, or the consistency is just absolutely there. He's pretty much running a perfect race here, pretty much. So Key's now trying to chase podium down. He's got 12 minutes remaining, give or take a few seconds here, to try and close up 11.5-second gap. He's not actually closing the gap up on those two drivers. They're actually opening it up on him. So Key Tops might be settling for a P4 finish here today. Yeah, Monkey Mafia in P5, Supra in P6, Trone in P7. We've got Ewan in P8. You can see him getting the blue flag waved here, so he has some of the front traffic coming up on him. Got 750 here in P9. We've got Type R in P10. And again, Pappy's still in pit lane there, so whatever has happened to that car, it is most certainly catastrophic for Happy Pappy here today. But Redline's just having a good solid race here today. He's been out of harm's way all race long, which is obviously a key, pretty big, important key to success in racing, is to not have your car in trouble at any time during the race, and he's, so far so good, he's done that. He's still got 10 minutes to hold on to her here yet. Obviously tires are starting to wear down, you know, fuel could maybe be a situation, but he has a 28-second lead on second place, so I mean, he doesn't need to go full tilt here. He could just hit his marks, keep the car safe, and should very easily take this one home today on top of the podium. So Doug in P2 here, and Barr's still trying to chase him down here. So it's going to come down to which one of these two drivers has more left in their race car at the end of this race, I think. Key is trying to catch these guys. He's knocked about a second off in the last lap. At that pace, he's just not quite going to have enough time. It'd be close, though. Monkey Mafia is trying to gain here, but he has almost a minute gap on fourth place driver Keytops. So Keytops literally has absolutely nothing to worry about in behind him. We have Supra here in P6, having a pretty good race himself here today. Throwing back up into P7. He's had a couple of tough corners, but recovered quite well. We got Ewan in P8, we've got 750 in P9, we've got Type R in P10, and again, Happy Pappy's just not having a good day at the racetrack today. You know, it happens to the best of us, and it's unfortunate, but you know, he'll be back next week, and it'll be all good. So, Joe coming in with that like and a share as well. Much love, my guy. Or falling asleep. Yeah. Cannot see tires. What does that mean? Let me go check the YouTube feed. Harley coming in with the thumbs up. Polly B coming in with that big heart as well. That sounds like an ACC glitch, not a Gran Turismo glitch. So Doug's opened up about 2.2 second gap on Barr in third place here. So right near the end of the race, Doug has decided that he's gonna try and open up that gap a little bit and secure that second place finish here for him. Key has done a really great job today at recovering from P12 after a lap 1 incident he got collected up in, essentially. All the way back up into P4, so he's had a fantastic race here, and clearly he's had pace. So I think if anybody had something for Redline here today, it was definitely going to be Keytops, and just unfortunately for him, he had a setback at the beginning of the race and just unable to be at the front to battle for that P1's position here today, but clearly has the pace. I love a good DeWalt livery myself, being a contractor by real trade, by real job. I spent years and years using DeWalt tools, so I'm always a big fan of a good DeWalt livery. What do we at here? We got about 7 minutes and 20 seconds remaining here in the race, so we're going to see about 3 or 4 more laps, depending on where the drivers are on the racetrack when they cross the finish line, and all that beautiful, wonderful stuff. But again, Redline, he's just in command here. We have a yellow flag up ahead of him here. As we see, he's coming up to that yellow flag right now. He just got around the driver that spun. And it's been a fairly quiet race today for the most part. We see some great battling early on in that first stint, but for the most part it's just been a bit quiet here for the last half of the race. Everybody's kind of separated a little bit. And you can see that the tires are starting to wear down on all the drivers' cars. So as you can see in there, just in the live timing, and looking at each of the drivers' lap times over the last, half a dozen laps, progressively getting a little bit slower and a little bit slower. It's not because they're making mistakes, it's because the tires are starting to wear down and they just won't allow them to get those cars around the racetrack as fast as they were. Get Doug here in P2, and Barr still in P3. He's closed a little bit of that gap off of Doug, but getting a little bit wide there. That's not going to help his cause any. Getting dirt on worn out tires definitely is always a bad idea. We got Key. He's closing that gap on Barr. He's got it down to 6 seconds, so maybe, he just maybe has a shot here. But he cannot make a mistake. He has to be absolutely flawless the rest of this race to maybe have a shot at grabbing podium here today. With that being said, Monkey Mafia has picked up an amazing amount of time. He was at 46 seconds behind, ladies and gentlemen. He's got it down to 17 seconds. So Monkey Mafia has picked up the pace, or the live timing was just messing with us, one or the other. Supra here in P6 having a great race, trolling back up into P7. We got Ewan in P8, we got 750 in P9. Type R rounding out our field here, P10. Happy's still in the pits. You can see Monkey Mafia coming up on Type R here. So Monkey Mafia is just going to use him for a little slipstream here for a second. Help get that Porsche little slingshot. And great job by the two drivers to handle that blue flag situation. Speaking of blue flag situations, we've got red line coming up on Ewan here now. Oh, not seeing tires. Ah, that's because I haven't shown them to you guys yet. I guess with 4 minutes remaining, we can show you guys that. There we go. Here's our leader, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I didn't need to see him to know what was going on, but obviously I commentate a lot of races and race myself, so I know what I'm looking at, I guess. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Just take a peek through as we go through the field here. You see Keytops is closing in on Barr, so Keytops is trying to get it done here before the end of the race. We're going to get to that as quickly as we can here. We also see Supra was starting to close in on Monkey Mafia a little bit here as well. Oh! Tough hit there by Ewan as he just got on the power a little bit too early there, and that car got a little bit out of control on him, but recovered it fairly quickly there. So, oh, hey, there we go. The mechanics have sorted out the issue with Happy Pappy, ladies and gentlemen, and Happy Pappy has managed to get that car back out on track just with a few minutes remaining here in the race. So, great job by the pit crew there for Happy Pappy to get that car back out on track before the end of the race here. We love that. Absolutely love that. Hard work by all the mechanics there in the garage. Sorted out the issue with that car, and he is back on track. Several laps down, nonetheless, back out on track, driving for those points. Has Canvas got enough fuel to the end? I think he does. It depends. It all depends. What do we got here? We got 2 minutes remaining. He needs to have 2 laps of fuel in that car. So it's going to be close, actually. It's going to be quite close. And there we go. So Key has taken P3 from bar 27. I totally forgot that he was tracking bar down. My bad, ladies and gentlemen. As that's where I wanted to go right after we did our little walk through the grid there. But Keytops has got the job done on bar 27 for P3, and he has actually gotten himself up the road from bar about 3.8 seconds here. He's actually trying to chase Doug down now with a minute remaining. That's going to be a tall order. Doug's going to have to make a mistake, I think, for Key to grab P2 here, but never say never, right, ladies and gentlemen? We just don't know. We got Monkey Mafia here, and I mean, all these drivers are almost in the red on their fuel here now, so it's getting down to crunch time here. Oh my god, I thought the lobby was just going to crash. Oh, stop it, lobby. Stop it! So Redline is on the final lap here, ladies and gentlemen. So Redline is going to come around for one more run around the racetrack. And it looks like, based off what he had for fuel just a few minutes ago, he should be good. We got Doug's going to come around and he's going to get another lap here as well. So Doug is on his final lap. Key's coming around. He's going to get another lap as well as he's just coming in, nipping under the wire. Barr's going to get across. Is he going to get another lap? It's going to be close. He should be good though. Yes, Barr will get another. Oh. Then Barr needed to finish the race right there. And Barr might be out of fuel, ladies and gentlemen. I think Barr ran out of fuel, and he tried to stall his crossing the finish line for the timer, but it didn't work out for him. So Barr is going to lose P4, and it looks like he's going to officially settle in P5 there. As the rest of these drivers are going to come across, and it's actually going to be the finish line for the rest of our drivers here. We see Type R's already come across. And Barr is just idling around the racetrack here, running on, well, fumes. Supra in P6. We've now got Trone finishing P7. Congratulations to both those drivers. Type R in P10. We got Ewan coming across here right now for P8. Having a little fun coming across the line there. We got 750 coming around here as well with key tops. All right, our leader. Oh, I'm sorry, Redline. We missed you coming across. Congratulations to our leader, Redline, with a massive race win here today. We got Doug coming across here in P2. I didn't realize he was that close to the line. That's totally my bad. I apologize, Redline. My bad, my guy. We've got Keytops with a strong comeback drive into P3. We got Monkey Mafia is going to come around here in P4. As he's just coming around the final corner right now. Woo-hoo! And that car is out of fuel. Monkey Mafia running out of fuel at the line here, but no worries from Barr, as Barr is literally going around the racetrack out of fuel as well. So a couple of our drivers running the cars just out of fuel there. You can see Monkey Mafia trying to get the last few drops out of that car to get across the finish line here. And he's going to get her across with a good P4 finish. Barr 27, yeah, he's not going to, I don't think he's going to make it around the racetrack before our timer runs out. Type R P10, Happy Pappy P11. Of course, Lone goes with DNF in P12 here today. So, but congratulations to Redline, ladies and gentlemen. Just absolutely start to finish domination. The trifecta here tonight. He had pole position, fastest lap on the racetrack, and the race win. So, huge congratulations to Redline. And of course, we'll talk to him here in a few minutes when we do podium interviews. So. So I think what happened there is Barr did bleed enough time off the timer when he crossed the finish line, but the game determined that he should have crossed that finish line, and I think that's why it didn't give it to him. So only losing one position there, thankfully, out of the deal, but it could have been a lot worse. Definitely could have been a lot worse. We're going to save up that replay just in case. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so we're just going to flip you to a BRB screen for a second here, and then we're going to do some podium interviews. So just bear with, bear with, bear with. Okay, everybody. We have our drivers here. We were just chit chat with our drivers a little bit. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. But hey, we love our drivers. You know, that's just the way it is. So, a pretty intense lap one. All the drivers settling down and putting on a fantastic race, settling into their paces. But at the end of the day, we have three drivers on the podium, and out of the 12 drivers that started the race, and there's only three podium spots, ladies and gentlemen. So that's why we're here, and that's why we race week in and week out to see which three drivers are going to grab those juicy steps up in the winner's circle at the racetrack here. So we're going to start with Key Tops, and huge congratulations to Key Tops today because he got caught up in that huge lap one incident in the second tunnel here at Trial Mountain. He was just collected up in that incident, unfortunately. Dropping all the way back to last place and driving all the way back up to P3 by the end of the race. So, great recovery drive to start off with, Key. And just talk us through today. It was a tough one out there.
Well, yeah, that first lap was a little chaotic, and I didn't really know what to do. I just got really upset anyway, so I just kind of continued on. And then later on, I was going past, I think it was Type R, and I got fucking spun around a little bit again, and that kind of hindered my pace again. But then I kept the head down. I kept on going at a very consistent pace, and then by the end of her, as I started seeing Bar was starting to get really slow, and I realized we were going to get one more lap in. I knew he wasn't going to have enough fuel because he pitted the lap before I had. So yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll take that any day. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I knew yeah, I knew I could make it at least half distance without pitting, so I just had to kind of keep shifting short a little bit, and then just kind of grind it through the every car I had to pass. It was pretty easy going for most of it, to be honest. Yeah. Thank you. Uh, I'll thank you for doing what you do. You do a great job. I'll thank the boys for a good race, and Michelin as always. Sounds good.
I'll be honest, I didn't see Key time coming down until 2 laps to go, and he'd have had to have really gone some to catch me. I know Canvas's time, I was closing down on the last few laps thinking he's got to be fuel saving because he pitted in early. Knew I wasn't going to catch him, but I don't know what they've done to this BRZ over the last few weeks. It's just got slower and slower and slower in a straight line. The only place I was quicker than anybody else was the first couple of corners, and then after that it's just got no pace, it's got no pull. I was watching, the reason me and Bar were battling so much is I'd pull away after turn 1 and 2 and 3, and then the rest by the end of the lap he's 0.2 of a second behind me. I'm a second ahead of him at the beginning, and by the end of the lap he's 0.2 behind me, and it was like that all the way through the race until the last 10 minutes when he realised he had to fuel save. So yeah, it may not look like we were fighting too much in the second half, but by the end of every lap he'd caught right back up, and then I'd have to make the most of the first couple of bends and then get caught up, and then it's just, I was losing 5 to 7 tenths down that back straight. Ridiculous amount of speed to be losing, especially when you come out of the tunnel or go into the tunnel, you see the gap growing slightly. It's just, I don't know what they've done. They've killed the car. So I'm going to have fun for the rest of the season, I reckon.
Well,
yeah, good race.
And I mean, you're sitting there saying that the car is definitely underpowered, but yet you're still sitting in second place on the podium. You still have you still have the skill and the racecraft with the car to
working very hard
to make it work. To make it work, yes.
Yeah, it's so underpowered. Everything was caught up with Brian being laps coming up next. This is in practice. Coming up next to him, coming out of a slow bend. I'm in second gear. Start accelerating. Start going past him, and then he just drove away from me. I'm just like, he's one of our slowest drivers, and he's still quicker than me down the straight. So it's one of those things. I'm going to battle through, and hopefully it won't get too much worse, because it doesn't handle as well as it did either. When they did the WRX, nerfed it, they attacked the BRZ as well, and that didn't need attacking. So, it's going to be a fun rest of the season. It's going to be a struggle. But hopefully, racecraft and, all that lot, I can stay near the top end.
Well, you put yourself in a good spot today. I mean, you needed to gain some points on the first place driver key, finishing a position ahead, so that's going to gain you a couple of points in that chase for the Gr3 Championship. And I think the standings are going to shake up a little bit after this week, because we had some drivers just in different places. We don't typically see them throughout the races. So it should be a good shake up in the standings, and it's going to tighten up that leaderboard for sure. But, man, massive congratulations. Even with an underpowered car, you still managed to come in the second place, and
thank you.
Just a great drive as always, man. And, of course, your shout-outs.
Well, firstly to Key and Canvas, brilliant race, especially for Key with what happened to him. To yourself for commentating, brilliant as always. And yeah, just to everybody involved, thanks to the people that managed to come in at the end, at the last minute. Otherwise, for some reason, we'd have had a really small field. I know we were missing a couple, but we'd have had a small field. So thanks to Troy and Carl, who came, he's got things going on at home, but he came in. So thanks to those two for being part of it. And yeah, brilliant, thank you. And unlucky to Bar, who ran out of fuel.
Oh, that's the way she goes in racing. That's the way she goes sometimes.
Going back to his old ways. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that old school Supra is fairly tough on gas, and it is somewhat hard to calculate the fuel in that car at times too. So you do a little over battling, and you've miscalculated your fuel, So that's all it really takes. But again, solid second place finish as usual, sitting on that podium and looking in good solid form for the remainder of the season here. So can't wait to see you in a couple of weeks.
Thanks, bud.
All right, and to the man of today, ladies and gentlemen, the guy on the top of the podium, red line canvas, was driving a Porsche, opted out to get into that Hyundai Genesis, and boy, oh boy, do you look comfortable in that car, as you clearly had some blazing fast pace here at Trial Mountain. Now, is it that you're just comfortable with the car, or you really like the track, or is it a little bit of both?
I think it's more of the car than the track, because when I was driving that Porsche, I was always struggling with finding like acceleration and corner entry speed due to it being an MR car. So I opted into the Genesis for that front engine car, which is, I find, always slightly faster than any other car. So having this car, I could really expand upon my potential and capitalize on it and get a race win here today, which is nice.
Well, I mean, it was a very dominant performance. You took pole position in qualifying. You started the race off with a great race start. You whole shot around the first sector and just drove away from the pack. And essentially, you didn't even have to look back the whole race. You were on a whole different level here today than the rest of the guys, and it showed on track. We watched, as we were watching onboards and just watching you going around the track, it seemed like your lines were just picture perfect. You weren't missing your apexes. You weren't over accelerating on your exits. You just really did a good job at keeping the car nice and safe and keeping it underneath you, especially getting near the end of the race. Your tires were getting really worn out there, and still managing to hit really nice lines and keep everything together and bring home a really solid race win. So
Yep.
just talk us through your race. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot really that went on for you. You just had to deal with some lap traffic for the most part. So.
Well, it just went according to plan. I got pole, and my plan was to hit about the 30-minute mark. I pitted a little bit beforehand because my tank couldn't really get to that point, so I pitted a little early, thinking, okay, I'll save a little bit towards the end, which I did. And it was all really about just hitting those apexes, hitting those good lines on the exits, and just not making too much trouble out of the lap traffic towards the later part of the track. Or not track, but later part of the race, and just hitting those apexes and just driving the car to the best of its capabilities, not pushing it too hard.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Not overdriving a race car does provide pretty good results typically. So, and I mean, true words of a race winner here today is I didn't overdrive the car, and I mean, you finished that race I think with about a 30-second gap on the field. So, I mean, you really just had to focus on hitting your marks really the whole race, and it's kind of boring as a race car driver to be in that situation because you don't really have anything exciting happening, but at the same time when you're fighting for a championship, that is the best position to be in, and Redline put himself in the absolute best position he could be in today, and he just never had to worry about any form of trouble, any form of pressure. So when you have those couple things in, and of course obviously some very good racecraft and skill and behind the wheel of the race car, we got ourselves a race winner here today. So, I mean, huge congratulations, man. I'm thrilled for you because you started off with a tough start to the season with the Porsche, and it looks like that the Genesis is going to suit your driving style. So, it'll be exciting to see what you bring into round 4. And shout outs, my man.
Thank you. Shout outs to my friend Top-O-Matic, who has always been there for me. Shout outs to AGTC for introducing to me some good Group 3 racing and also helping me find this league as well. Shout out to Genesis, the people at Genesis, for just giving me an absolute beast of a car for this race. So.
Absolutely, and there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We've had one of our drivers shout out our guys that make the tires for these race cars here on these tracks, and we've had our one gentleman shout out his manufacturer's driving for it. That's what we love to hear. The guys welcoming everybody else that does all the hard work behind the scenes that we don't see on the broadcast here. It takes a huge, massive collaborative effort to get race cars on a racetrack racing at the speeds and the skill that these guys do it. So huge shout out to everybody behind the scenes. Well said by our race winner here today, Redline, and just huge congratulations. And yeah, see if you got repeat in your coming into round 4 here in 2 weeks.
I hope to bring that as well, another repeat.
Absolutely. And going to gain some good points there in the standings as well, so that should always a little motivation when you jump a few spots up in the standings with a race win. So it should be interesting to see what you got for us for the rest of the season.
Absolutely, thank you.
All right, guys, and you're free to speak clearly. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so there we have it. Adam Mel coming in with that like and that share. Much love, Mel. I hope you're doing fantastic. I've missed you, and it's my fault, and I know, but that's all right. We'll be back stronger and badder than ever soon enough. So, again, ladies and gentlemen, I am your host for this evening, GT45 Gaming, and we aren't going to have a live broadcast next Saturday for the GTRC due to the fact that I'm going to be unable to broadcast because I'm moving. I won't have an internet connection, so I'm not sure if they're going to have another broadcaster cover it, or they'll just wait for me to be back up and running and I'll rebroadcast at a later date. But once we sort that out, of course, they will make the announcement in their socials as they do week in and week out every single week. And yeah, if you don't want to miss any of the action, don't forget to subscribe to the GTRC YouTube or the GT45 YouTube, or follow the GT45 Facebook page. We do lots of these broadcasts for various different leagues around different sim platforms, and really appreciate all the support from all the platforms and on all the channels that we're involved with. So with that being said, I am going to sign off for today. We love you guys so much. I hope everybody's enjoying their weekend. I hope you're all feeling blessed today. And you know, for those of you that are having a tough day out there, keep your head up, just keep smiling, because tomorrow's a new day, and you just never know what's waiting for you around the corner. You could just it could be absolutely altering, life changing, and you just never know. So stay positive, keep pushing forward, ladies and gentlemen. You can get through it, trust me, you can get through it. And stay winning, most importantly. This broadcast, again, is presented by the GTRC, the Gran Turismo Racing Community. Again, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel at GTRC at YouTube, or you can leave a comment in the comment section asking for a Discord invite, and somebody will get back to you and give you a link for that as well. You can join their Discord, go check out, see what they got to offer. They got a few different events going on and upcoming. So if you're interested in racing, you want to try out league racing, head on over to the community there and talk to the officials over there, and they'll get you set up. And you don't have to be a professional racer to enjoy league racing. You can be any skill level. Everybody is welcome, and just come out and have fun and be a part of the community. That's all we ever want to see. And most importantly, have fun while you're doing it, right, ladies and gentlemen? That's why we're here. That's why we play these things. That's why we do sim racing, is to have fun and to get together as a community and just bond. And that is the most important thing. So we love all you ladies and gentlemen out there, all the kiddies out there watching. We appreciate. Hope you guys enjoyed the race today, and we'll be back in 2 weeks for round 4 of the GR3 Championship Series, ladies and gentlemen. We love you, and have a fantastic day.